American habits that are rude in other countries. Really looking forward to getting into this video. Before we do, like 80% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. If you're one of the 80%, I appreciate if you can hit that subscribe button down below.
You may have heard people use the term ugly American before and been confused because the United States did give the world Chris Evans. As it turns out, that term is not actually a reference to physical appearance, but stereotypes about uncouth travelers from the U.S. Whether or not that reputation is fair, it's undeniable that some behavior that's considered commonplace in America would get you escorted to the curb if you tried it anywhere else.
Oh,
yo! Today, we are looking at American habits and phrases that are considered rude in other countries.
We might have some habits in here as well then, as well as phrases.
But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the Weird History channel.
Link will be in the description.
Drop down into the comments and let us know what other historical faux pas you would like to hear about.
I'm ready, let's see.
All right, let's finally decode what David Bowie meant when he said, "I'm afraid of Americans."
Not entirely free speech, okay?
While there are over 40 countries in North and South America, only one has the word America in its name.
Right.
And people from the United States of America have been referred to as Americans the world over, both officially and unofficially, since the nation's birth. And technically before that, since the 1500s. As colonists were called Americans. But some think that now, calling a U.S. citizen an American is rude. Because other people live on a continent that has America in its name. Presumably, these geographic jingoists refer to Americans as USAians or Mexican-Canadian in-betweeners.
Wait, is that actually a thing? It's like, when I say someone's American, is that rude? Yo, you guys gotta let me know in the comment section. Wait, what? So what would you say? Like, you're USAian? What would you say?
In the event, Australians, watch out. Apparently you're rude too. While on the subject of language, the word quite can have quite different meanings throughout the English-speaking world.
Right.
In the U.S., describing something as quite good is considered praise, like saying it's very good.
Right.
But in the U.K., quite has the opposite meaning. It's a negative modifier.
Yeah, it can be.
Saying something was quite good means it was just barely good enough. And that is quite confusing.
Right, that is true, that is true. So like in the UK, if you do say that's quite good, then it's not great. Like, it's just a little bit good, you know what I mean? If someone said to me that's quite good, I'm gonna be like, okay, how can I make it better?
Some subjects that Americans discuss freely but are considered taboo in other countries. In the Netherlands, it's considered rude to ask someone what they do for a living. The Dutch view this as a classist question, like asking someone how much they earn per year.
Alright, I totally understand asking someone how much they earn is rude, but asking what they do for a living, that's rude?
That's understandable.
What?
Revealing how much you make always leads to someone asking you to invest in their startup. Mental health is another subject that's become common in public conversation in America.
Right.
But is considered uncouth or even offensive in other parts of the world. So making a whole documentary about your therapist, Jonah Hill style, is probably out.
No, good idea. Rude food.
Americans love to tell jokes, laugh, and make other people laugh. But while people in the U.S. appreciate a good guffaw, laughing with your mouth open, in fact displaying your open mouth publicly in any context, is considered very rude in Japan.
Oh, wow.
This is the origin of the stereotypical image of Japanese people.
Wait, so in Japan, like, you can't really laugh with your mouth open?
Particularly women and girls, covering their mouths whenever they laugh or giggle.
Oh, wow.
You are never supposed to see teeth. Teeth are private. This taboo has also impacted how the Japanese approach meals and snacks. In the U.S., eating on the street, in buses, or public transportation, or while piloting a personal watercraft is considered perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, fine.
In Japan, however, eating food anywhere other than a restaurant or a private home is considered weird and impolite.
Wait, but what if you're out and about? You can't eat? What? Wait, so do they not do picnics or anything? Or like go on a boat? You know what I mean? Like the situation where you eat when you're out. Yo.
Probably at least in part because of the strong risk that other people will see your open mouth and teeth. World travelers from the U.S. should also exercise extreme caution when complaining at a restaurant. In the States, there's a belief that the customer is always right. So sending back food is part of the restaurant experience.
Right.
But in many European countries, it's considered bad manners to vocally complain about the food you've been served. let alone sending it back to the kitchen and requesting.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. In the UK, if you complain about the food, it's done in a very negative manner. Like, there's been a situation where I've took food back and stuff. I didn't really like it and they changed it, which is absolutely fine. And it's definitely getting better. But there's also been situations where, like, they gave me attitude back. You know what I mean?
A new plate. In the British version of The Bear, they all just politely compliment each other's dishes. Every episode is 9 seconds long.
Wow.
In some countries, politeness goes for condiments as well. While in the US and the UK, it's acceptable to ask for a little ketchup or Worcestershire sauce or what have you on the side.
Okay.
In countries like France, Italy, Spain, and Japan, these requests are viewed as an unspoken signal that the diner is unhappy with their meal. Or even worse, that the patron believes they know more than the chef.
Yo, they just want some sauce, bro. That was good, though. I ain't gonna lie, that was good.
The thumb for the tourist who wants to blend in. If a condiment isn't already offered on the table, don't ask for a fresh bottle.
Oh, wow.
No one can stop you if you sneak a little mustard packet on your shepherd's pie.
Greetings.
While shaking hands as a friendly greeting dates back to the ancient world, it's primarily a Western practice. Many modern Asian cultures have now adopted handshaking, particularly when engaging with people from the West.
Okay.
But it's not always identical in practice. In China and many other Asian countries, for example, a handshake is accompanied by a small bow. And while Americans may greet people one at a time in any order, the Chinese customarily do greetings by age, starting with the oldest person in the area first.
Oh, wait, no way, that's cool. They actually go back. But what if you don't know their age, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if do you just guess? Wait, couldn't that come off, like, rude? What if you go to someone that you think looks the oldest, but actually isn't the oldest and is quite young, but they look old? Yo, that could get a bit tricky, man. That could get a bit offensive over here.
But that age before beauty joke kills when you're shaking hands in China. In South Korea, the oldest person in the room typically begins the handshaking process.
Okay.
There, it's also considered a bit rude to keep your free hand in your pocket during a shake. Many Koreans use their non-shaking hand to touch or clench the other person's arm, like you're about to judo flip them at WrestleMania. Americans prefer a firm handshake with a tight grip, and view the weak, limper version as, well, lame. But in the Philippines, a firm handshake is seen as overly aggressive, an attempt to dominate the other person rather than greet them.
Oh, wow.
They prefer a more casual, weaker grip that many Americans would probably view as awkward,
while
also maintaining strong eye contact. All part of a balanced breakfast, greeting. But handshakes aren't identical in every Western country either.
Yo, imagine, like, in the UK, if we do a handshake, we do a firm grip. So imagine, like, we go to there, and then they're doing, like, a weak grip. We're doing a hard grip. We break their hands or pull them over. Yo!
In Brazil, handshakes tend to last significantly longer than their American counterparts.
How long?
And when greeting women, it's also customary to give them a kiss on each cheek.
Oh.
But in regions with strong Buddhist traditions, like Sri Lanka or Thailand, it's considered rude or even a major social intrusion to touch someone on the head, whether with a kiss on the cheek or a head-to-head brothers to the end gesture. The head is considered the most sacred part of the body in many Buddhist cultures.
Right.
Making any kind of contact, even something light and casual like patting a child on the head, a definite no-no.
Oh, wow, so just
if you
stay
want to
away.
compliment a kid, a professional but warm email will have to do.
Token gestures.
In the U.S., crossing your...
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. The title says American phrases that are rude, but we ain't got any phrases. Am I tripping? This is just American habits that will come across rude. Okay. I'll have to correct the title in my title.
Fingers can mean a few different things. If you do it behind your back, that means you're misleading the person that you're talking to. But if you cross your fingers as a public gesture in front of others, it's usually interpreted as a sign of good luck, a hope for a certain outcome.
Really?
Or you're pretending your fingers are spooning, which is cute. Or that they're trying to body slam each other, which is also cute. But in Vietnam, this same gesture has a very, very different meaning. There, crossing your fingers is a very rude and disrespectful gesture, sometimes taken as a reference to a woman's reproductive organs.
Oh!
Showing crossed fingers to a stranger in Vietnam is actually a pretty reliable way to start a fight. Just as putting up your middle finger to someone in the U.S. would be a show of aggression. Interestingly...
To be fair, I don't really know many people that go around crossing their fingers out in public and waving it about, so we should be good with that one.
In Vietnam, raised middle fingers aren't seen as offensive at all, and they're used frequently in everyday counting to signify the number 1. So make sure you don't get those two mixed up, depending on what country you're in.
Wait, that's actually really, like, if I ever go there, bro, and I see people walking around doing that, I'm gonna know that, like, that's not rude. They're just kind of so. I don't know, bro. You're interesting.
Another hand gesture with variable meanings around the world is the double raised fingers.
Right.
While Americans use this as a peace sign, friendly greeting, or just to mean that all is well, in many other English-speaking countries, including the UK, Ireland, New Zealand, and Australia, it's a rude gesture, roughly akin to the American middle finger. However, for the most part, decades of friendly relations and international intermingling have smoothed out this confusion. And if people in England know you're an American, they'll take your peace sign in stride.
Yeah, to be fair, not many people think that is rude anymore. Not many people really do it. The middle finger, yeah, sure. But yeah, like, nah, not really much to it anymore.
It's possible to leave that one at home. By the way, the flipped version of the peace sign, raising two fingers with your knuckle out facing the other person, is even ruder in the UK than the classic American peace sign. Unless you're trying to throw hands with some football hooligans, definitely.
Oh, yeah, that's not rude. But, like, that will... No, that is. But, like, yeah, I suppose so, but not many people do it anymore.
Not do that one. The AOK sign, making a circle with the thumb and index finger, is another innocuous American hand gesture which can easily be misinterpreted in other countries.
Where?
In France, making a circle with your fingers indicates a 0 and means something.
Oh, I always do that.
Something is worthless. In Turkey, it's an offensive gesture that serves as a slur against gay people and lesbians. And in many other countries, it means, well, something that rhymes with gas pole. So once you...
Rhymes with what?
Many other countries, it means, well, something that rhymes with gas pole. So...
Oh, asshole. Okay.
So once you've put Lady Liberty in your rearview mirror, it's best to avoid doing the AOK sign altogether.
Oh, wow. Putting your foot in your mouth. Yeah, I really don't know why this title is called American Phrases, because we haven't had one phrase. Like, word phrase. Am I tripping? I don't know. Am I tripping? Does phrase mean something else in America?
Finally, in the U.S., people don't make it a habit to show the bottom of their feet to others. But if it happens, it's not a big deal. Going to the beach or a public pool, hanging out at a hippie's house, or entering an underground kickboxing tournament essentially guarantees that you're going to see feet at some point.
Right.
And anyone sitting cross-legged while wearing sandals is in danger of revealing their souls to the room. But in many Middle Eastern countries, it's considered extremely rude to show other people the bottoms of your feet.
Oh, wow.
Whether or not you're wearing shoes at the time. The feet, the thinking goes, are the lowest part of the human body.
Right.
Spend all day touching the ground. Why would you be presenting them for others to inspect? The dietitian must be really bored over there. This is why hitting someone with a shoe is considered a grave insult throughout the Middle East. You may remember the 2008 incident in which an Iraqi journalist threw his shoe at former President George W. Bush during a press conference, which Bush managed to somehow dodge in a showcase of his lightning-fast reflexes.
Ain't gonna lie, that was a really good dodge. George Bush, that was a really good dodge, bro.
The reporter wasn't trying to get scouted by the Texas Rangers. It was a very aggressive and specific foot-based insult.
Oh, wow.
Well, at least he didn't show Bush the OK sign. So what do you think? Have you ever gotten into hot water for accidentally doing something rude?
Yo, that's interesting. I haven't, but like, good job I know this stuff, because if I go traveling, bro, I'm gonna need to know, otherwise I might just get in some hot water. But really good video, interesting. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. It definitely wasn't American Phrases, more American Habits, but I'll title my title as that, so you guys are all good. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more content. I'm live every single day on twitch.tv/L3WG if you guys want to check me out over there. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.